talk to you about the Student Investment Fund, also called SIF. My name is Cole Prego. This is Courtney Lindgren, this is Al Kadukovich. We had the opportunity to work with SIF this semester and try to understand a little bit more about their class and try to market it, get a base for their class and market more about it. So as a whole, this is what we got.
A little bit of background information on SIF. Established in 1991, the Student Investment Fund started with $100,000 of university endowment money. Today, the current investments total $800,000. On the next slide, we'll show SIF's current holdings.
So we received this sheet the very last class that we went in on last Thursday, May 1st. This is their holdings. Courtney's just passing out a couple examples if you guys want to see what it's like. It's kind of interesting as what stocks are all on there, how much they bought them for, how much they're written down. There's some graphs on there just showing kind of how they're doing. So it's I thought it was kind of interesting. So we got on at the beginning of the year and got on the last day for our presentation, and we all thought it was kind of interesting to see the changes that they made. I know a particular student in the class, and he said that they dropped his stock just because it was too expensive and wasn't doing well enough. So it's just an interesting class, and they get to work with real life stock, so it's pretty interesting. They have a total of 30, I believe, and those are them. So.
A few of the benefits of the Student Investment Fund class include gaining real-world experience by dealing with real money in the stock market, and that helps students become valuable assets to the job market, thus opening up many internship opportunities. The money earned in the SIF investments goes to fund need-based scholarships, and the picture shown there is a Bloomberg terminal, and the class has access to that. That's a computer system which monitors and analyzes real-time financial market data. So it's pretty valuable for financial students.
So our objective was to develop a marketing plan. We had a little different task than kind of everyone else. We didn't want to pass out surveys or a bunch of paper or pamphlets to everyone and see what they had to say. We wanted to talk to students, donors, and alumni. We did that through a couple surveys, which Ray will talk about. But with students, we want to give them a good idea about what the whole class is about. We wanted to establish a foundation of information, which we did through the website. And there's a lot of information, and it's really cool information. It'd be great for the school of management, and we wanted to put it in one spot. Create a website, which we did, and then market to potential students. Not every student knows exactly what it takes to be in the class. One of the problems is they're underprepared. Also with potential donors, we want to make it clear what they're donating, and then also to the donors right now to show what's going on in the class and keep them updated. The same goes with alumni. One of the things about the alumni is they showed a lot of interest in the class and they cared about it. So we wanted to show them how the class is doing and keep them updated.
Yeah, so our market research consisted of a questionnaire, different questionnaires for alumni, donors, and current students. And this enabled us to have different perspectives from different people. So the alumni obviously have been through the course and have a different insight than the donors would. So we threw a questionnaire to the alumni, donors, and current students. The alumni had a lot of information for us. The donors were really helpful as well as the current students. It was nice to see what it's changed from since the alumni. They had some chances to tell us what they wanted to improve, but some of it's already been improved, so it was kind of neat to see that. And then the research that we did, we looked at other student investment funds across the nation and some in Canada as well. So we kind of compared their different websites and seen what would be the best way to create a website for us. And so we tried to put what we thought would be best into one website and how we could help market SIF the best. And existing information, we took, there's plenty of information about SIF. It's like kind of all over the place, so like there's a PowerPoint with like probably 20 slides of just a bunch of information, and there's like just like a one little excerpt thing online. So we kind of wanted to take like a whole bunch of information and put it in one, but we didn't want to like overdo it. We just kind of wanted to get it out there for everyone to get it out there, make it easy access, and so everyone can put it in there neatly.
Okay, so these are our donors. Association of General Contractors with John McKinnon. They actually offer 2 scholarships to the engineering program. They don't have anything to do with the Student Investment Fund, but they are a sponsor of it. McKinley Capital Management, they donate the Bloomberg terminals, and then also Northern Bank and Joe Beto. We got actually 2 responses. We sent out questionnaires, and we got 2 of them respond to us, and they have awesome things to say, and they love working with the Student Investment Fund and love their partnership and donors.
As far as the alumni go, I had the opportunity to work with the alumni and send out emails to them and work with them. And I sent out 14 emails. I got 10 responses pretty quickly, so that was very successful. They gave me over 12 pages of information to kind of pick out at, so it was tough kind of picking out what would be the best to put on our website, but we got it done, I think. So it was kind of interesting when I was emailing alumni as well. They went out of their way to email other alumni, so I didn't even have to email extra alumni, but I was getting emails and they were saying, here's this guy, and we have more information for you. So it's kind of interesting to see how they still interact, and everyone wants to actually be a part of SIF and help market it as much as possible because they really enjoy their experience with it. So I got a benefits page from the alumni, so these were pretty much lots of the benefits that the alumni sent in through the emails. The top 3 were the most mentioned, so real world experience. The class went beyond the textbooks of a normal class. It's a small and focused class size. I think there's 10 people, I believe, in the class, maybe smaller, and a lot of teamwork. So we were able to actually go into a class, we got to watch 2 presentations, and one guy will presentate, and then everyone in the group will kind of say, okay, this is a good idea, this is a bad idea, why or why not. They kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see how close they are, like how well they want to do and succeed in the class. Some of them were telling us how they stay up overnight and don't get any, like maybe an hour of sleep just to make sure that their stock's going to be good. They want to create a good presentation for the class, so I thought that was pretty interesting. The professor's high knowledge of the class. A few mentioned that they got to go on a San Francisco trip. Learning to prepare and the ability to think on her feet. One lady mentioned that the professor hammers her with questions when they're presenting, and we actually got to see that as well. How right when they're presenting, and they'll have like a fact down, and he'll say, "What's this mean? What's that mean?" But they might not know, but they eventually figure it out. And so they need to know exactly what they're going to say and know what they're learning, and it gives a good chance for internships. So the improvements that the alumni gave us, they gave me class and marketing improvements. So these were them. Bring in investors to see their perspective and insight of the class. So maybe bring in a few investors to see how they believe our student investment fund is being run, and if they like how it's being run. Put a link to our website on the School of Management page. That was like one of the big things that they wanted to do was create a website, because they just have like a blank face or like one sheet little information about the class, and so they think it would be better marketed by creating a website, a more defined one at least. A live display of SIF investments, a SIF table at Business Leader of the Year, mentor program, which I believe you guys kind of already have, where first year students is just the first semester, and then second year students is second year student. So you have to take 2 semesters is what we kind of pulled out of it. So the second year students kind of seem to not really sit back, but they are supposed to kind of lead the way and help out more and teach them what is expected. An annual exception, so an ability for the Student Investment Fund to give a tour of the Bloomberg terminals and discuss the Student Investment Fund success. So that would be targeted towards potential students, obviously, and donors who would want to potentially take the class and see what it's all about and what they're working with. And I thought this one was pretty interesting, but one individual mentioned that they should create a Facebook page for former and current students of the CIF class, so they'd be able to interact like former students and current students, because when we were talking with the alumni, it seemed like everyone was really wanting to know how I was doing and wanted to keep up on it, so I thought that was pretty interesting and would be a really good idea as well. So we did a SWOT analysis, strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. This pretty much came right from the class. They were really helpful with helping us do it. So the strengths, they have 24/7 ability to use the Bloomberg terminals. Like Courtney was saying, that's for the stocks, and those are donated by the small class, individual attention, and collaborative thinking were the strengths of the class. The weaknesses from the class was the student preparation. I believe Alec mentioned that earlier, that lots of the students just come in and think it's going to be a normal class, but it really does take a lot of extra effort and extra work, like staying up overnight, making sure that you're ready for your presentation, and the poor marketing aspect. So I guess that's what we were trying to pinpoint at. Opportunities, it gives the students a real life experience, possible internships, and if it's positive, it generates needs-based scholarships for the school. So I think that's also another thing that they really wanted to promote, was the needs-based scholarships aspect of the Student Investment Fund. And the threats are the business cycle and stock market performance. So if the stock markets aren't doing good, then the CIF might not be doing as well, but if it's doing well, then they'll be doing well.
Okay, so to improve the CIF program, we created a website, which we'll show you in a little bit, and it acts as a central location for all things related to CIF. Like Colton mentioned earlier, we'd like to create a Facebook page for current and former CIF classmates to kind of connect with each other and share CIF stories or whatever they want to do. And ideally, we'd like to have a link to the Student Investment Fund website on the homepage of the university's website. And we'd like a live display of CIF investments and holdings, and potentially Twitter would be a good platform to share those, and a pamphlet to pass out at school of management events or for prospective students. And then there's a logo that we found that could be improved and modernized a little.
Yeah, this is just a logo we found, and it's obviously just like a starting point. We didn't really go too far into brand mapping with the logo, but this isn't a bad start. But so we're going to move on to the website here. If you go to the school management homepage, this is what pops up. And if you go to featured programs and scroll down, you see the Northland Financial Learning Center. When we first looked at this, we didn't really know that was a student investment fund, and so yeah, we didn't really know where to look. So if you actually click on that and scroll down a bit, this is what pops up. And I believe there's a blurb just above this too. But this is basically all that's on the student investment fund at the school of management. So if you were to click on Arctic Innovation, this is what pops up. And actually, so if you click on the left there, you see the Northland Financial Learning Center. So what we want to do is basically convert this into a CIF, which would look like this. So this is just a rough draft, but yeah.
We'll give it like a little excerpt or whatever, mission statement, and then a quick link to the website. So I guess we could quickly show you our website. We're running out of time here.
So this is our home page of the Student Investment Fund. We wanted to keep it simple. We have a quote from the current students and our mission statement. We go to About Us. Just kind of overview of the class. Also explains the Financial Learning Center. We inserted the CNN Money article that was about the Student Investment Fund in 1999. Kind of cool for alumni and donors to see that. This is what we want to have a constantly updating student or investment page, and yeah, constantly updates. This is our alumni. Picture and a short blurb about them and their experience. Our contact page goes to our contact us if they want to share a story or share some money. Also, these are our donors. Short blurb about them, and then also a quote from them. And this is our contact page, which you're able to contact Tammy or the professor. But that's our website.